So far we've been talking about the basic blues progression, which is a major blues, but there is also a minor blues. On the screen you can see harmonic properties, basic distribution of chords in a C minor blues. Just like its major counterpart, it also has 12 bars. It also has 3 4-bar phrases, and it also has the same distribution of harmonic functions. Let me first play the structure of the blues so we can hear the completely different flavor of the minor blues. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you could hear, just went through 12 bars of the blues. Just as in a major blues, minor blues starts with a minor tonic. So your C minor chord is your minor tonic. Right? It occupies the first phrase of the blues. Measure 5 features motion to minor subdominant. So your F minor 7 is built on scale degree 4 of the C minor key before returning to the tonic in measure 7. Now what happens in measures 9, which should be our dominant 7th, is a little bit different, but we'll try to make sense out of these two chords. So the G7 actually is postponed until measure 10. So our dominant G7 happens in measure 10 before returning to the tonic in measure 11. So let me first talk about this A flat 7th chord. Remember, when we talk about early jazz blues, I mentioned that the flat 6 scale degree is one of the most characteristic chromatic colors in the early jazz blues progressions. So the A flat 7 in relation to the key of C minor is built on flat 6 scale degree, right? And its close proximity to the dominant on 5 makes it a perfect embellishing chords, emphasizing the arrival of the dominant. Even though the dominant does not occur in measure 9, conceptually it is there. So let me say that one more time. Even though the dominant 7 doesn't occur in its fixed location in measure 9, conceptually it is there, but its occurrence is delayed by the use of what we call upper chromatic neighbor built on scale degree flat 6. Both of these chords have the same qualities. Dominant 7th, going to dominant 7th, going to final tonic. Just as in the major blues, in the basic blues progression, measure 4, the role of measure 4 is to foreshadow and anticipate the arrival of the next structural harmony. So in measure 4 of the minor blues, you can see C7. Can you guess what it is tonal function within the progression? When you look at the next chord, F minor, and the C7, so C7 is a dominant of F minor. So by using the dominant of F minor, we are making the arrival of the subdominant more inevitable. And at the end of the form, in measure 12, we have a nice dominant leading back to the tonic. Well, we can make one additional adjustment to the minor blues if you want to follow the same premise that I have introduced while talking about the basic blues. Instead of a single dominant occupying the entire measure and in its supportive role as the preparation of the next structural chord, we can expand these dominants into local 2-5 progressions. So instead of C7 occupying the whole measure, we can actually insert a 2-5-1 progression, which will be G, C, F. G being the 2 of local F minor 7. Now, the thing's a little bit more complicated because we are tonicizing, we're preparing the new key area, which is a minor key. So the quality of the 2 chord has to be modified. We won't be dealing with minor 7 chords, but we have to do with minor 7 flat 5s in order to be consistent, grammatically correct within the minor key area. So the sound of the 2-5 would be like this. Right? And similarly, at the end of the form, instead of D minor G7, we will have D minor 7 flat 5 G7. So the use of half diminished or minor 7 2-5-1s, because we are in the key of C minor and the use of half diminished chords on scale degree 2 is more appropriate.